Hey there, Mike Landers. Thanks for joining us for the Financial Education Workshop presentation. Thanks for taking time out of your day to learn more about what we believe to be a very, very interesting subject we're going to be talking about here tonight. I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank you for inviting your friends and to learn more about this as well. And this is going to be a workshop that I'm going to move through, and I'm going to give you some ideas on estate planning and some taxation and some financial planning. And I'm not going to give you tax advice or financial planning advice, but I am going to share some ideas with you. My background is I was a financial planner for 14 years. I manage over $100 million in my portfolio with my clients. I specialize in taxation and estate planning, investment planning, and dealing with companies, corporations in the area of taxation and so on. So very familiar with this area, but I don't want this to be a financial planning seminar for you, but I do want to give you some ideas as well. That's my disclaimer, that I'm not giving you some advice, but I will share some concepts with you that I think you're going to find very, very interesting. And I'm going to talk to you about ways that you can implement and talk about precious metals. I'm going to talk about where most people are putting their money right now, and the overall dangers of not having enough diversification inside the portfolio. So because there's many slides, we're going to get going. I'll move through the slides pretty quickly so we don't keep you here too long. But I want to thank you again for joining us, and we're going to get going right now. So where are we today as a society? Well, I live in Canada. We have a national debt, just like many of my folks or friends that live in the United States. The United States debt is about over $20 trillion right now as I'm doing this webinar, this seminar, and it's devastating for all of us globally across the world, because we as countries, we all deal with each other. We're all intertwined, so what affects one country usually affects another country as well, and the U.S. is our biggest trading partner out of Canada as well. So we want you guys doing well, and there's a lot of stuff going on that we want to talk about. So we have a national debt that's all-time high, over $20 trillion, but we also have a fiat dollar throughout the world. Fiat dollar backed by absolutely nothing is also dropping in value. We're going to give you some examples on the purchasing power of this tonight as well. Most people need two incomes for their family to make the ends meet, and also most people are working longer hours for the same pay, and people are spending less time with friends and family. So it's a vicious cycle. We know it. I know a lot of people that they dread Sundays because Monday is going back to work, and they love Fridays because the weekend is coming. So, and for me, that's okay if that's the way a person wants to live. That's not for me and myself. I've been an entrepreneur for 35, 36 years. That's also has its ups and downs as well. But the reality is that a lot of individuals that I talk to nowadays are looking for ways of making extra money. They're looking for ways of keeping more money inside the household. They're looking for ways of protecting it and building for the future and so on. So I want to share a couple of ideas with you, see if I can help you along those lines. But we're definitely in a vicious cycle on where we're living today. So planning for your financial future. What is your game plan? We have to have a game plan. All of us do, no matter what it is, whether it be a business, whether it be an individual retirement plan or whatever. We have to have a plan. We have to have a target, and we have to be working that plan. So I used to ask this question to my clients all the time. Ask yourself this question: how many times you plan on retiring? You got to get it right the first time. We can't mess up our retirement 2 or 3 times and expect everything's going to be okay. So we want to talk about different ideas and strategies as well. So what we're going to cover here today, we're going to cover summary of investment accounts. We're going to cover some keystone habits, why we do and don't do things, the psychology of money, identifying our financial goals, and providing solutions. Our keystone habits. We were not taught as children how to put money away and how to manage money and how to build money properly. I went to finance university, and I didn't learn it in school either. I've learned it from different books. I've learned it from being in the industry, but most people I talk to don't understand money and how money works and inflation and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to talk about that tonight. So we weren't taught about it in school. We're also expected to retire comfortably. I used to have to talk to clients and make sure that we got this right so that they could retire comfortably. And if they start too late or they weren't doing the right things or they got some bad advice along the way, then that's going to affect their retirement. So do you see the problem that we're facing today? Whether, wherever we live in the world, we're facing a major, major problem. The psychology of money. There will always be something to save for. We're always going to have to put money away. There's always going to be something that comes up. And we have the Pareto principle. And essentially that's 20% of the efforts produce 80% of the results. And no matter if that's in a business or whatever, that's in sports or whether it be in anything that you do, is that principle always, for the most part, always applies. Identifying your financial goals. What are your financial goals? Maybe it's to pay off your home, maybe your kids' education, maybe you want to travel, maybe you want to have another property down south somewhere. It depends on what it is what you want to do. So what is it you want to do? And then are you doing all the right things right now to plan for that and minimizing your taxes and doing the right sort of a planning and all that sort of stuff? So we're going to talk about some ideas there tonight and help you along. All right. How can all this be achieved? Well, we need a plan. We need to work the plan, and we need to, and by doing this, we're going to achieve all of our financial goals for the most part. But we have to have everything down. We have to be working just like any other thing. There's no business goes from 0 to 60 unless he or she's doing all the right things inside their business. So your retirement is a similar thing. Your plan is a similar thing. So is saving money to protect you and your family for today and into the future important to you? It's a question we all have to ask ourselves. I talk to most people will answer, yes, this is important, but there are some people that don't believe it's important, and that's okay too, but it's going to be difficult moving through retirement or having enough money to live off of if we're not doing all the right things now in terms of saving on taxes and planning for our futures correctly. If I can show you a way how to achieve all your financial goals without changing anything that you're currently doing, would that be worth a few minutes of your time to learn more? That's the question. If I can show you a way that's not going to change anything that you're currently doing, but it will help you achieve your goals and it will do it in a more efficient way, is that something that's worth your time? That's something we have to think about, and if you're willing to do that and spend some time with me, I'm going to show you how to do that. I did actually a little bit of a case study. So we have Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Mr. and Mrs. Jones are the typical couple that have worked their whole life and they're trying to put money away. So they're, for example, putting $5,000 a year away. Now you could be putting more away, you could be putting less away, but the bottom line is if we agree putting money away for the future is important, then use this as the example. Now how are they doing it? Usually what they're doing is they have a diversified portfolio of mutual funds, stocks, bonds, maybe some real estate. Maybe they have their home they're paying off as well, so they're going to have that as part of their portfolio. But essentially that's what they are. The older we get, the less risk we want to take on, so we're usually in some sort of balanced approach. But the reality is it's all fiat money. It's paper. It's papered money back with no value. So this is what we want to talk about here. Is it a bad thing? Well, it could be a bad thing. And but I'm not an alarmist. What I want to do is I want to talk about something to offset that, but not change what that person is doing. Because the last thing you want to do is start changing everything you're currently doing. But if by tweaking things, that makes sense. You tweak stuff. So they have a diversified portfolio. They could be in a pension fund, a 401k, an IRA, could be in RSPs. I'm in Canada. We have RSPs. We have LIRs. We have non-registered investments. And we have inside the non-registered investments, any income that's earned off of those, we have to pay tax on as well. So the last thing we want to do is get into retirement and be paying more taxes while we're having less income coming in, and the cost of goods continue to increase through inflation. So we're also going to pay some taxes on withdrawal of those assets during retirement as well. We have to have a plan for that, and we're also going to incur income off of non-registered assets, which I just mentioned, triggering some additional taxes as well. So see if we can minimize some of these. So I have a suggestion. Rather than Mr. and Mrs. Jones changing anything they're currently doing, what they could do is they could just take a look at a bit more diversification. So let's say they keep doing $5,000 a year. They put $4,000, for example, invested in an existing portfolio. Whatever it is that they're doing, not here to give the advice, just if they're doing it and they're happy with it, they do it. But they take $1,000 of that, $1,000, and they put that into precious metals such as gold, for example. There's different precious metals, but right now I want to talk to you about gold and why gold always holds its value. It's been around forever, and it's a good asset. It's a good hedge against a falling stock market and also a falling dollar. So we're going to talk about those things. The advantages is they maintain the same monthly and annual savings, so they're not increasing any money out of pocket. They have a diversified portfolio into different asset classes, such as precious metals being gold. Gold has been in existence since 700 BC, so it's not going away tomorrow, and it's been around for a very, very long time. And it is a hedge against a falling fiat dollar, an alternative to a stock and bond market. in terms of diversification. Ask yourself the following questions. Would you like to own more gold? Do you realize the advantages of having your own ecosystem? We're going to talk about an ecosystem tonight where everything is included in the crypto world and the banking world. We have it all-in-one where things are done. So there's not external arms to this. It's an all-in-one ecosystem. Do you realize the benefits of a bank of do you realize the benefits of a bank and government independent monetary system? Right now the banks have control over all of our money. We have runs on banks going on in Europe right now where people knocking on the doors wanting their money. This could be something that comes over into North America if our dollar continues to lose value and we don't have an alternative to it, and stock markets are built on artificial prices. And I'm not an alarmist, but the reality is this is what we have going on right now in the world. So by hedging some of this doesn't change a lot of what a person is doing, but is putting them in front of different mechanisms. Would you like to profit now and into the future? Well, of course you would. Who wouldn't? So allow me to introduce to you a way to diversify your assets, hedge against a falling dollar and volatile market conditions. Karatbar's international presentation. This is a company. I'm going to talk about the company. I'm going to give you a lot of information about the company and where these guys are going and what they're doing and how long they've been around. Karatbar provides you with an entire financial ecosystem to help build, reserve, and expand your wealth. This is what Karatbar is doing here, and I'm going to talk about how they have it all set up in terms of their coins, how I have it set up with their banks, how this company is completely structured with its own ecosystem, own cryptocurrency coin, own bank coins in a digital world backed by physical gold. The only company in the world right now that's backing their cryptocurrency with physical gold. The great wealth transfer. Start building a gold bullion in a digital world. I'm going to talk about the two coins as we move forward inside this presentation. Now, what we're here to talk about here is to exchange. We're talking about exchanging from unstable and devaluing fiat currencies into a stable and appreciated asset class. Gold has been around. Gold is not a bad investment. Gold is not any more risky than any other investment that you have out there. And it doesn't matter what people say, it's not. It's an asset class. And it's important to have a certain balance inside that asset class. You never live outside your comfort zone. You always do things within your comfort zone. But the reality is to have a diversified portfolio, and some of it in precious metals, i.e. gold, is a very, very smart move. Just move the camera over here a little bit. Okay, so the company was established in 2011, and I won't read through all of these. You can read them yourself and stuff. They have more than 500,000 members worldwide. We're in over 120 countries. Matter of fact, we're in over 130 countries right now. The Karatbar Bank, fully licensed crypto bank in Miami, Florida. Karatcoin Bank office in Hong Kong. We have the Karatpay payment system office in Singapore. Customer support, we have offices in Bangladesh. We have over $100 million in revenue in the first 7 years. And this company is a growing company. This company is brick and mortar, established, and is definitely doing all the right things to move to their next step. This is the owner of the company. Just move this over here. The owner of the company, and I'll let you read there a little bit about him, and while you're reading on there, I could just share a few things with you. He's a CEO and founder of Karatbar's International. He's a senator in Global Economic Network, and this guy's a big deal. This guy's very, very smart. He's way ahead of the curve, and if you do your homework on Harold Size, you're going to see this guy's a visionary. This guy's a pioneer, member of the Economic Council. So he and everything this guy is doing is moving this company forward in this areas of gold, cryptocurrency, and bank coins. So we're talking really about gold, fine gold. Let's talk a little bit about what we can all relate to in terms of the purchasing power of a dollar. Now, whether it be a Canadian dollar or US dollar, the purchasing power is not 100 cents. We know that it used to be before they being backed by gold. They were taken off the gold standard a couple times, but back in 71 they were taken off the gold standard. And essentially, they were able to print as much fiat money as they wanted. When you print more and more of something, it actually lessens in value. So the actual purchasing power of an American Canadian dollar is not a dollar. It's way less than that. It doesn't hold its value because there's no intrinsic value. There's nothing backing the currency. If we take a look at what groceries, when I was a little kid, this is self-explanatory. You know, back in '98, you know, when we're buying groceries, well, I remember, you know, buying, and I'm sure you remember as well. And I have kids, and yes, they were younger, they ate less, but now they're young men and they tend to eat more, but we're getting a lot less value for our dollar in terms of food. And that's one of the leading indicators that we see in terms of inflation, what's happening at the grocery store. So very important to keep that in mind, because not only are costs going up, you have to have enough money to not only get you to retirement, but you have to have enough money in retirement. In many cases, you might live in retirement 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And a person will say, what happens if I don't? Well, I say, what happens if you do? So the reality is to try to be as prepared as you can, but there's zero question the value of our dollar is dropping. Take a look at a car back in 1920. You know what it would cost for 1 kilogram of gold was about $645. That same today is about $40,000. Well, when you take a look, it's still 1 kilogram, but the difference in purchasing power is tremendous. You know, when you take a look at the two types of, you know, one from 645, one from 40,000. So price stability is an economic. In an economy means that the general price level in an economy does not change much over time. But 1 kilogram of gold, take a look at, it's still 1 kilogram, but look at the purchasing power between 1920 and 2019. Here's something else we want to talk about in terms of the company. The company has all sorts of offers and ways for us to accumulate gold and cash gold, and we have it on the cards, we have it on our MasterCard card, and what the company, and I won't spend a lot of time in here, but the reality is the company is continuing to add different ways all through their complete marketing and ecosystem that provides value to all of us to be able to use all the services within the company. So essentially what a person can do, and I want to talk a little bit about setting up a free savings account. So if a person agrees by putting money away on a regular basis, something that's important to them, and they say, okay, I'm very interested, but I don't necessarily know a lot about the gold market. It doesn't have to be. You probably don't necessarily know a lot about the fiat market as well in terms of where your investments are, but it's just how we're conditioned. But the point is, it's not about how much you do. The point is, it's just about doing it. So we're going to talk a little bit about setting up your free gold savings account, and you can do that for free. There's no monthlies, there's no charges and all that sort of stuff. You can set that up, and it's just something that you should have in terms of you can collect a little bit of gold. Now you might be thinking, well, Mike, I don't have $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 to be buying gold right now. You don't need it. As a matter of fact, if you had in the area of $60 to $70, you could actually start buying gold with this company at a micro level, and you can have it shipped to you, you can have it stored with the company, you can have whatever you want. But the reality is you don't need tons of money to be involved in Karatbars from a customer perspective and or an affiliate. And for me, it really doesn't matter. Most people join as an affiliate because I'm going to share with you some ideas tonight on how you can use this affiliate for a home business and get some tax write-offs as well. But essentially what this is by setting up your account, you acquire, manage, store, and ship your gold from your laptop, PC, or any mobile device in over 120 countries. As a matter of fact, right now, over 130 countries that you can do this. So gold is something that's not going away. It's only going to get better. Gold is going to continue to increase in value as we move through some of the bubbles inside this marketplace. This here is the cash gold that the company has as well. They produce it. There's gold in there as well. So for the interest of time, I'll continue to move forward. But cash gold is something else that they have inside this company, and inside is embedded real gold. So basically, Karatbar Corporation was founded in Singapore in 2015. It's primarily responsible for the creation and distribution of cash gold. So the company itself, in terms of cash gold, we've gone over some of these things. It's an amazing how this company has set everything up, from cash gold to gold itself to the cryptocurrency to the bank coin. We're going to discuss more of those things. But essentially, if you could get a little piece of everything, like this company's thinking and how we're breaking into this market, just like Visa did, just like American Express, MasterCard, just like McDonald's, it's always about making a little bit off of a huge amount of volume or quantity. And you can all be part of that. That's the point of this. Is you can be part of this whole way, just kind of like how these huge companies receive income. You can be part of that as well, and do this for you and your family. So there's Karatbay is an online platform developed by Karat Gold and Karatbars International for the purpose of cash gold transactions. Here you can buy, transfer, and pay with cash gold. Simply even a Karatpay account for free. Open a Karatbar and send real gold through the network. So you can do this, and this is transferable, and you can. It's paper money into real gold. This is the cool stuff. I've got some at my house here, and it's great. So you can learn more about that inside the company. One second here. There we go. All right. So into wave 2, Karatbar's innovation into a new digital era, introducing the KB Universal Ecosystem and our digital gold currencies, KBC and KCB. We're going to talk more about these now. I want to share with you the ecosystem that we have. We have the Gold Standard Bank. We have the bank. We have the bank and the Bank of Hong Kong, or Hong Kong Trading. I'm sorry. We have the 2 mines, one in Guinea, one in Madagascar. So this whole ecosystem that you're seeing right now is all internal inside Karatbars and doing everything. And I've been involved in the cryptocurrency market for the last couple of years, and everything I've had to do prior to Karatbars, I had to do independently all through different arms. This is all centralized into one ecosystem, allowing to perform all the functions that we want through Karatbars, i.e. gold, cash gold, turning into fiat currencies. We're going to be talking about ATM machines coming out as well as this company continues to evolve. So the blockchain projects are based on decentralized structure. If you don't know necessarily what blockchain is, complete and immutable book of accounts. There's no central authority controls the system. Users are the ones who control the network. It's decentralized and it's low cost and it's fast. Keep this really simple. If you want to send money in today's world, you do a wire transfer. I have clients that will send me wire transfer from the States, and I get it 4 days later. I mean, if it's country to country, it's inside country, it's like 3-4 days. If you're within the same country, you can pretty much receive it immediately. But the way the blockchain is working and doing everything through the blockchain and through different cryptocurrency, it's immediate. It's a way of the world. You can do this literally from your phone. So we're eliminating and going by the banks. And by the way, banks are already involved in cryptocurrency. They're already doing this. They're just not letting on that they are. So then we have the KBC as more than just a cryptocurrency. It stands for a complete paradigm shift. Karat Gold Coin has raised over $100 million, become one of the largest ICOs in history. Starting from the July 4th, 2019, the KBC coins can be exchanged for pure physical gold at the rate of 1 gram is equal to 100 KBC. Could be on average somewhere around 40 to 45 cents. KBC is backed by gold out of Fort Dauphin in a gold mine in Madagascar, having gold reserves of $1.2 billion. And the growth of the outlook for the KBC, basically in terms of gold, is the Gold Standard Mining Network is incredibly positive for where we're looking for and moving forward as a company and where these guys are going inside their own ecosystem. The Gold Standard vision and mission is to establish a Karat Coin Bank world ecosystem catering to the needs of the full blockchain based on a cryptocurrency-oriented banking and finance system. So it's the first blockchain, and I'll let you read through this so we continue to move through the slides. But this reality of where this company is going, this is a complete internal system. Everything that you're reading here, that's a complete internal system. 100 million base capital with Karat Coin Bank, holds a license worth $2 billion. So essentially these guys are established. They're cash rich. They know where they're going, and they're leading and they're pioneers in this company, but also in this industry. Just taking a second to load here. There we go. Okay, so then we have each time the Karat Bank coin. I'm not going to go through the whole evolution, but you can read. This is the cycle in which everything works with the Karat Gold coin. And in terms of the overall system, the different types of steps that we've got, we can learn more about this as we go. we want to move through the slides here. We have the Carrotbit that was established on the 1st of November 2018. Carrotbit is established as a subsidiary of Carrot Coin Bank. This company has got it all built inside for all the things that we need to do. All the things that you would normally be doing right now if you were in the fiat world, where you have no control over, you have complete control over your future in doing with the internal ecosystem. Then we're talking about K-Phones, Carrotbit, Kex Exchange, CarrotPay. All the products will generate transaction fees from its users. This will continue to feed the system, and that's how money's made. That's how Visa, MasterCard, American Express all do it. These guys are doing all this. Well, essentially, this is kind of like an IPO. This is like being in front of a company that's moving forward, and you're a shareholder. Imagine being a shareholder in Google, or a shareholder in Facebook, or a shareholder in Visa or MasterCard. You can be a shareholder in this, in the digital currency of something that's already established, moving itself forward. Then we take a look at the ATM machines. I mean, you know these guys are serious when they have ATM machines coming out as well. And with all the things that we can do inside those ATM machines, from cash gold to fiat to gold itself, these are all purchased, by the way. It's not something they're going to have to purchase. They're all paid for. They're all purchased, and there's a rollout of all of this stuff coming out. So Karatbar International Milestones 2019. So I'll let you read through some of these just to keep on moving through. But they have a pre-sale launch. That was on March the 20th, and July the 4th is a Gold Independence Day, and so on and so forth. We're having a hard fork in October of this year. That's where the two coins are going to merge, and then and all sorts of stuff evolving from this company. So we have the Gold Standard Bank. I'm going to just share a little video with you, and just bear with me 1 second while I set this up. Just give me 1 second here. Just got to get it to roll.
Into a golden success story gets started. November 2018, the official Carrotbit exchange is established. December 2018, the official gold standard holding and the biggest mine in the world with 700 tons deposit of gold in Guinea to be opened. March 2019, the Gold Standard Bank in Guinea will be based. April 2019, Karatbar's digital stock exchange, where shares of businesses will be kryptonized for trading, and blockchain smartphone working on the voice over blockchain protocol. July 4th, 2019, the Gold Independence Day. The visionary mission of Karatbars is to return gold to people. Starting from July 4th, 2019, everyone will be able to exchange pure gold to KBC at the rate of 100 KBC to 1 gram of gold. September 2019, Karatbars International will be starting operation on its own blockchain. Mainnet will be released. October 2019, Hard Fork Day. The creation of a single coin covered by gold. Both coins, KBC and KCB, will be transferred to their own blockchain with their market value protected. A single coin will be created, backed by gold and freely exchangeable for gold. Our previous plans were perfectly completed. Carat Gold Coin ICO has successfully done. Carat Coin Bank, the licensed bank and the world's first cryptocurrency bank, has been established in Miami with $100 million share capital. Mobile app to manage the gold-covered payment system was created. Gold mine in Madagascar was providing gold reserves of 900 million euros has bought. The first deposit of 135 kilograms of pure gold was laid down. KC Bank, Hong Kong, which trades gold bars, already has been trading with volume of 1,200 kilograms per day. All of that confirms the fact that nothing is reliable and prosperity guaranteed as gold. For the first time in the history of mankind, banks, exchanges, and gold mining companies will unite with one goal: to create the gold independence world, which will bring stability and prosperity for everyone. The next 5 years will transform our world. This is what Gold Standard guarantees. Gold Standard and Karatbars create the biggest future together.
All right. Well, that was interesting. That was interesting for sure where these guys are going. Let's going to keep on moving. All right. So essentially, we're talking about a passive income opportunity based on mainnet commissions. Now, I'm not talking about necessarily joining a business or anything like that. I'm going to explain to you both sides of it as we move through here. But there is an income opportunity here for sure for those that want to be putting money away for their futures, but also would like to find a way by putting money away for the future. If they could actually get paid for putting money away for their future, that to me is as simple as it gets. Lots of people looking for different ways of making some additional income. I'm going to share that with you. But the way that Karatbars is set up is if a person wants to just buy some gold and they just want to be a customer, no problem. Person wants to be an affiliate and turn this into a home business, no problem. So the reality is it's good for both. Okay, so we're just going to move through here, through a lot of these slides here, and I'll have you just take a quick glance over them to get positioned before February the 2008 for the best value. There's a lot of promotions going on right now vis-a-vis masternodes and all sorts of stuff. We can talk about that later, but just different things that are going on inside the company. Okay, compensation plan as well. They have a great compensation plan, something I'm not going to go through too much right now, but to give you an idea, if you are looking for a way of making some extra income, working on a business from home, and you're looking for people to work with, then we could talk more about that. But right now, we just want to plant the message about putting money away for yourself and diversifying your assets. Okay, disclaimer, every effort has been made to accurately represent Karatbars' marketing plan and its potential. All earnings are income examples. Will depend solely on the ideas and techniques, knowledge, skills, and the investment into your independent business. Karatbars does not guarantee any result or success level and not responsible for any financial decisions to make in relation to promoting our products. And all income examples used by Karatbars or its affiliates are not considered average. And that's a normal disclaimer because we have no idea how hard a person is going to work, if they're going to work at all. But the point is if a person does want to build a nice income and they want to learn more about gold, this is a great company to learn from. Very, very established. I've been around the network marketing industry and the industry full-time for 12 years. I've pretty much seen it all. And I will have to tell you, by looking at this company, seeing the infrastructure and everything they have in place, it's just not even close to some of the stuff that I was involved in the past. And so you sort of learn, but I've been sharing with you essentially from my past experience and taking a look at this company. Are they delivering? Absolutely everything they're talking about, they're delivering. Am I using the service? Absolutely. And have my own MasterCard. We all get our MasterCards. And I buy my groceries off of my Karatbars MasterCard every week and basically supports my family. And it's an awesome way to build a business and learn more about gold. These are just some of the different packages that we have here for different ones. We can talk about that. If there's any interest there, we can talk about this with people. But just suffice it to say, it comes at any level, whether a person wants to put in more or wants to put in less, we can accommodate anyone with the different packages for sure. Okay, direct commission. Again, it's all in here as well. We could talk about commissions and all that sort of stuff and compensation plans later. Just wanted to let you know that we have an awesome one and we have a great way of teaching it and training people on how to do it. So again, this is just more of the compensation plan. I'm not going to move too much into this right now, but just to give an idea that it does exist. And then there's dual commissions and there's packages and all sorts of things that you can do and there's strategies and all that. And based on whoever invited you to this workshop, you can reach back out to them and they can share with you exactly what you need to know and how to get started if that's something you're interested in doing, okay? All right, so there's matching bonuses as well in terms of income and how much a person can make and all that sort of stuff. And again, just stuff that just to make you aware of what's going on, okay? And then we have different examples of things. So we're gonna move through these examples. These are all things we have different levels that a person can join at, and so on. Okay, again, more profit packages, different ways if a person wants to come in at a lower level, they have $150 they want to get going, they're great. If they want to come in at a higher level, they can. If they want to even do less than that, they can as well. If they want to join as a customer, they can do that. If they want to join as an affiliate, they can do that. So we're a very, very flexible company and just looking for people that want the same things that we want. Okay, so Just going to move on here. The different profit packages as well. You can take a look. Different commission structures, different amounts of coins and all sorts of stuff. Don't want to spend too much time on this right now, but just to let you know that it all exists, okay? And then here, just different ways of, just different ways of getting compensated. And so we can see how all this works. We're going to be winding up there now, folks, as we're coming into the end of it, but I just wanted to share with you a couple more things. You get back to the affiliate who referred you. You can register for free your account right away, exchange your devaluing fiat currencies into 24-karat gold, bullion, and cryptocurrencies. You can pick a profit package. You can get to meet a great community of people. You can learn how to run a home business. You can deduct a lot of things that you're currently probably not able to deduct. And you can join a winning team if this is something you're interested in. We're a lot of us are great marketers, so we can help you in that fashion as well in terms of helping you build out your business. And I've been doing this for 12 years. I've learned a lot of great things on how to teach people to use the internet to their advantage and so on. So we can talk more about that if that's something you're interested in doing. And just going to revisit Mr. and Mrs. Jones here in terms of the overall case study. They decided to diversify their assets and add gold as well as stocks, bonds, and real estate. But what they've done is they've also opened up a free gold account. They're putting in some money where they have 80% going into their existing plan and 20% going into gold, for example. They're buying physical gold on a regular basis. They're dollar averaging into the asset by constantly buying it at a micro level on a weekly or a bi-weekly or a monthly basis, whatever's convenient for them. But the reality is it's very, very doable, and it's like a forced savings, just like the person is doing right now. Many people are putting money away on a monthly basis. Sometimes they're putting it on a weekly basis. Some are automatically deducted or withdrawn from their pay and so on. So it's already being done. So it's just a question of how are you doing it structured the exact right way. Okay. They also registered their free account gold as a small business, what I was referring to before there. This is for the person that says, I love it. I want to get going. I want to join as an affiliate. I want to start a home business because I want to buy gold. And here's the point. You're doing this for yourself. You're already buying the asset. This is not about that you're running down the street, sharing your business necessarily. But if you're doing it from the perspective of buying gold for yourself, buying a precious metal for yourself, and putting money away for you and your family, and you have people that you like to share this with to help them do the right things as well, that's as simple as it gets. This is not something that's difficult to share with people, and they will appreciate it because you're sharing with the physical gold. So essentially what happens to Mr. and Mrs. Jones, they created additional tax savings from a business expense for additional tax deduction, because now they get to write off part of their home from a family business, from an office. They can write off part of their car. They can write off additional expenses just like any business would, any expenses. So that allows them to have more take-home pay. They can take that difference and they can put that, the refunds, they can put that maybe down toward their mortgage. They can use that to take a trip. They can use that maybe kids' education. But they're also diversifying their portfolio, and they're adding an additional income stream as a home business as they're moving into retirement, using the internet as their vehicle and as their tool. And I say to my kids this. I say the way of the future is the internet. The way of the future is having, in my opinion, not necessarily a brick and mortar. I don't condemn those that do, but if you have a brick and mortar and you have employees and you have inventory and you have all this overhead, I essentially have a computer and an internet connection. I'm in business. And I teach people how to do that. It's not that difficult. So if that's something you're interested in learning, reach out to us. Let us know that you're interested in joining us. Reach out to the person who invited you to the workshop so that we can get you into our group and we can teach you some of these things if this is something that's interesting to you. So please get back to the person who invited you to this presentation and learn how to create your own free savings account for gold. That's essentially what we're talking about here. Sign up for free. Join us. Come join our workshops. Come join our webinars. Learn more about this industry. Come join a winning team. Come join a company that's growing and be at the head of the curve. Be like a Facebook. Be like a Google, because that's essentially what this is. Cryptocurrency is not going away. But the only one in the world that's backed by physical gold, that is something that's a big deal. Because nothing else is backed. All these other coins are not backed by anything other than the hype of people saying get into them. The reality here, you actually own the physical gold and you're learning all about an ecosystem where this company is going. So I want to thank you for joining us and for your time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for inviting your friends. Get back to the person who invited you to this workshop, and let's get some more information in your hands And so you can learn a lot more about Karat bars and about gold in general. So I want to thank you again for your time. Have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye now.